Yeah, double honors to the elders and apostles of the millstone. Today we will continue in the book of Psalms, okay, chapter 17. I don't know what it is today, because usually you don't see too much people behaving like that for a normal weekend. But okay, who knows? Yeah, and hopefully, most of these people, soon be taken away somewhere where they, belong, and, some of them will come back, basically. Let's just say it like that, okay? Um, you know, believing in a big lie, okay, the outcome of it will soon be seen. Yeah, so let's read from verse 1, chapter 17, okay? Hear the right, O Lord, attend unto my cry, give ear unto my prayer, that goeth not out of foreign lips. Let my sentence come forth from thy presence, let thine eyes behold the things that are equal. Thou hast proved mine heart, thou hast visited me in the night, thou hast tried me, and shalt find nothing I purposed. That my mouth shall not transgress concerning the works of man, by the word of thy lips I have kept me from paths of the destroyer. Hold up my goings in thy paths, that my footsteps slip not. I have called upon thee, for thou wilt hear me, O God. Incline thine ear unto me, and hear my speech. Shew thy marvelous loving kindness, O thou that savest by the right hand them which put their trust in thee. From those that rise up against them, keep me as the apple of the eye, hide me under the shadow of thy wings. From the wicked that oppress me, from my deadly enemies who compass me about. They are enclosed in their own fat, with their mouth they speak proudly. Yeah, so basically nothing too much new today. Okay, still the same crowd. Yeah, same crowd talking, basically. Of course, we understand that this is a different, this is a different time, this is a special time, like the worst time since the creation of this planet, okay? Yeah. But, we got our tips and tricks, so yeah. They have now compassed us in our steps, they have set their eyes bowing down to the earth, like as a lion that is greedy of his prey, and as it were a young lion lurking in secret places. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword, from men which are thy hand, O Lord, from men of the world, which have their portion in this life, and whose belly thou fillest with thy hid treasure. They are full of children, and leave the rest of their substance to their babes. As for me, there's also, before we read the last verse 15, there's also a scripture in there's also a scripture in the Apocrypha, okay, talking about why do we not have an inheritance with the world? So that is talking about exactly that scripture what we was reading. Okay, why do we not have an inheritance with the world? Okay, why do we not have an inheritance with the world? And what we was reading here, okay, is basically the same thing in the Bible, what we was reading. Okay, it's basically the same thing, just in other words. As for me, verse 15, I will behold thy face in righteousness, I shall be satisfied when I awake with thy likeness. Yeah, what could it possibly mean, okay, to awake? Yeah, you know, this is basically a nightmare or basically a bad dream, you know. Let's see, so if you awake from a nightmare or from a dream in general, what happens is you are awake, okay, and if you are awake from this kingdom, from this enemy, okay, which is ESAU, EDOM, okay, and his heathen friends, okay, heathen friend nations, okay, which they're of course not that wicked as him, you know, using all these tactics, you know, creating the problem, making you responsible for the problem, different tactics, you know, making children with their movies, you know, with their Disney movies and such and such. I just saw something today, okay, about Alice in Wonderland, I believe, okay, basically teaching your children to take drugs, okay. So, you know, there are basically more tactics than I could possibly name in just one video or in just one video, but okay, it's not really so yeah, it's not really so hidden, okay, anymore, okay, like back in the days, so-called, like the 1990s, okay, you know, 1900, 1980, okay, 2000, 2010, or let's just say 2000, not 2010, okay. I believe it started somewhere around there, okay. But you know, the hidden things of Esau are searched out according to the scriptures, and it's no longer so much, you know, being done in the background like they did it back then. Or it was also kind of like a matter of, you know, basically the internet today. You know, you have the internet today, and you have a lot of people, okay, going on the internet, looking stuff up, you know, looking stuff up, and what happens is, okay, through the internet, people connect to each other through the internet. Okay, people share information. People share people share information on you know, people share information even about you know, you got certain information, you know, being shared for certain nations to, you know, to receive you know, important but necessary parts of their, you know, of their science when it comes to, you know, nuclear weapons. You see, so sometimes it just happens to the internet, okay, that even some of these nations, you know, can fulfill the prophecy of let the weak say I am strong. Okay, so you have you know, Iran, you know, Iran, I don't know, India, you know, certain nations having the capabilities of nuclear you know, they can basically destroy a big amount of landmass, okay, with their weapons. Can. So let the weak say I am strong, right? So this is chapter 18, a call for God's deliverance, which is a psalm of David. I will love thee, O Lord, my strength. The Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, my God, my strength, in whom I will trust. My buckler and the horn of my salvation and my high tower. I will call upon the Lord, who is worthy to be praised, so shall I be saved from mine enemies. The sorrows of death compassed me, and the floods of ungodly men made me afraid. The sorrows of hell compassed me about, the snares of death prevented me. Yeah, if you look at that city where I am at the moment, it's basically a city full of medieval stuff. Okay, on the buildings, on the you know, even the building right here. You know, I don't show it to you right now, but maybe sometime. Okay, even the building right here. Okay, looks like nobody touched it for centuries, man. Okay, nobody touched it. The rooftop, man, is destroyed. Okay, the corner of it is completely destroyed. Okay, nobody ever is touching it. Okay, like we are still kind of like, you know, without the internet we would still be really not in the yeah, in the possibility, right, to share information that quick and that efficient. okay, efficiently, okay. So what you see here is a lot of medieval paintings on the buildings, a lot of medieval. The city is called Immendingen, okay, Immendingen, okay, a lot of medieval paintings, a lot of medieval, buildings also, but they made sure, that that the most medieval buildings basically, they rebuilt it. That's what they do, okay. So medieval buildings will most likely be the castles that you have, okay, the castles, yeah, these things first and foremost, okay. It's also not so easy to, to destroy them, basically. Okay, they're built on high places, oftentimes also. Okay, then you have people investing in such things. Okay, so you're not allowed to to build your new house there. In many cases, okay, people have a price on it, a high price. Okay, a high price on it. So you first have to buy it, and most people can't afford these buildings. Okay, like I said, these castles and such and such. But these normal buildings here, nobody even there has the money to renew it. So what I mean is with saying that, okay, back in the days when King David was alive, okay, blessed be King David, okay, and the house of David. When King David was alive, okay, you had cities, you had houses being in. You had houses in the cities, okay, but it was a little bit different. Okay, it was a little bit different. Like I said in the last camp, okay, when you think about this time, okay, it doesn't matter in which country you are, okay. If you're not in the military, then you will not be too much involved in a war, okay. But back in the days, if there was a war, you really felt it, like these nowadays, okay. These people are really, they really lost because they really believe, like war can never touch us, Okay, there's some war in Ukraine, okay, there's some war in Russia, there's some war in Israel, okay, somewhere far away, and it will never touch us, it will never reach us, I don't even talk about dudes just sitting there at the restaurant, okay, eating something together or whatever, okay. It's not what I mean. What I mean is, okay, the Bible clearly tells you, okay, that there will be a third world war, okay. And especially now you have the NACIS, okay, and the left party, okay, or specific part in the left party and a specific part in the right party. And here in Germany, okay, you have them being sharpening their weapons, okay, sharpening their weapons. Yeah, and the scripture already tells you, okay, that E made this world into a wilderness, okay, and this is eventually Doesn't matter where you are, okay, eventually this is what you see, okay? And especially if we enter furthermore in Jacob's trouble, we see that this earth, yeah, it was all the time a wilderness, okay? Not really all the time, okay, but since, you know, basically, okay, you had Satan in prison for 1,000 years, then you had Yahushua here, then you had the apostles. Then before that, you had Israel being a kingdom, being united, and it can make you feel as if this is not a wilderness, right? But really, if there's Esau, Edom, Esau, Edom, the so-called white men around, somewhere to some extent, it will always be a wilderness around you, okay? Because these people, all what they do is create wilderness, okay? Like you really have to, then they have these memes, okay? Oh, at the my black girlfriend's house, okay? I'm at my black girlfriend's house, okay, on Instagram or whatever, okay? And then you have like a so-called white dude sitting with 10 monkeys in a suit, okay? Like the black girl's family, is some kind of monkeys. But if you really go into the matter of it, then you see that if there's something related to apes, then it's more the white so-called people than the so-called black people. But okay, I don't talk about the Hamites. Okay, I don't talk about the Hamites in general. I just say how it is. Okay, like you have no reason to say that this fits us, the so-called black people, because we have darker skin color. It would be actually, if you go technically, it would be actually the different situation. Okay, these can I prove it? Yes. Okay, I can prove it. Okay, but you have to look it up yourself. Okay, you have to look it up yourself. Okay, ask yourself. Okay, because I need too long to search it out. Okay, it will take me a while. Okay, maybe you can go to Real History. .ww to see a little bit. Not saying that he has a 100% truth side. Okay, it's just some secondary history that he presents with his website. Not saying, okay, that it is more than it actually is. Okay, it's just let me say like that. If you ever went to school, okay, some people never went to school. Okay, I have no problem with that. Okay, it depends on what your parents do or what they are. Okay, but if you ever went to school, then this might be a good balance to hear. Okay, so I wasn't reading the whole website because it's just too much. But if you want to do that, then you can do it. And guess what? You will find out that the meme on Instagram would be completely the opposite of what science actually says or could possibly say. Again, there's no connection between apes and humans. Okay, if you really believe that, then I can also tell you that over there in these trees, okay, over there lives a family of, what is it called, Bigfoot, okay, which might be actually the case, but I can tell you that there are thousands of black cows, okay, on the mountain over there. Thousands of black colored cows, Okay, you will believe me that, because I can tell you something without proof, okay, without evidence, okay, because if you go in the museum, okay, and here and there and whatever there is, okay, it's plastic, okay, it's not real, okay, it's not real. If it would be real, okay, then you would have something that, something that, yeah, whatever, believe what you want, okay, but it's plastic, okay, plastic, as far as I know, okay, is not a real monkey, a human monkey, okay, plastic is not human monkey, it's plastic, okay. That would be the simple answer. Okay. Slovakia, real quick. Yeah, so let's read verse 15 again. As for me, I will behold thy face in righteousness, I shall be satisfied when I awake with thy likeness. Chapter 18. I will love thee, O Lord, my strength. The Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, my God, my strength, in whom I will trust. My buckler and the horn of my salvation and my high tower, I will call upon the Lord, who is worthy to be praised. So shall I be saved from mine enemies. The sorrows of death compassed me, and the floods of ungodly men made me afraid. Yeah, this is also what possibly gives us a hard time in our heads, okay, that we know that there are enemies out there, but we don't see them day by day too much. Okay, this is something. If you're not stable in the truth, okay, if you're not stable in the truth, okay, then you might think you have no enemies, okay? Let me say it that way, okay? But if you're really stable in the truth, okay, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, you understand that you have enemies, but you don't see them really day by day too much, okay? But it all comes with a certain amount of looking for a word. Okay, there's a certain word that I'm looking for. Serenity. Yeah, it all comes with serenity. Okay, a little bit, at least. Okay, you have to have a little bit serenity because basically, if you understand that this is not our time plan, okay, but the time plan of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, then you also understand that this could actually take 5 years. This could take, not saying that it is like that, okay, hopefully we are out until next year, but then you understand that 10 years with this devil, continuing with this devil can make you even more, okay, can even make you can even make you more, like, gives you head damage, basically, a lot of head damage. Gives you a lot of head damage. Okay, but what is the reason to still fight? Okay, the reason to still fight is, you could argue, as long as you're not dead, as long as you're not dead, as long as you're not, falling out of the truth. Okay, then it's basically all good. Okay, or will be good, better said. Okay, because nothing is really, if you look at it for what it is, then you see that nothing is really good at the moment. Okay, you have a lot of brothers having a really hard time. Okay, I think about women also that that subscribe to the truth. It's not so easy. It's not easy for everybody. But still, even here in Germany, which Germany is really, a whole, if you will, a whole. Even here, okay, which there is no Germany anymore. Okay, there was some at some point of time there was something called Germany. Okay, but this what you see right now is just a big company, if you will. Okay, so what is a big corrupt companies like here? Okay, so a big corrupt company. Okay, but this Germany is basically, when it was still a Germany, there's still a saying, okay, that hope dies at the end. Okay, so really, hope possibly can only die at the end. Just like you can die in the end. Okay, but really hope dies at last. Okay, hope dies at last. So it doesn't matter how bad you do. Okay, you still have somewhat hope in you, because you wouldn't teach this. Not teach. Okay, not everybody is a teacher. Let's just say we are preacher. Okay, some might think themselves to be teacher. Okay, but I don't call myself that. Okay, so that proves that there is still some hope in you. Okay, some hope that you can share with people, not just on the internet. Okay, not just on the internet, but also in the real life. Okay, sometimes you believe that people really have to hate you that much. Okay, but really you know it's not really them. Okay, it's just the demons in them. Okay, so who really cares about what people think of us? Okay, I don't say be stupid. Okay, I don't live in a big city where I can just preach in the city directly. Okay, I have to move a little bit outwards. Okay, but I just saw an article today in the newspaper. Okay, the so-called job center, which is, if you will, you know, just another company that gives you money for basically doing nothing, not going to work, nothing. Okay, you have to pay it back, so don't be too, you know, don't think that you don't have to pay anything back in this kingdom. You have to pay everything back with taxes, of course. Okay, but I just saw a newspaper article today, man. Okay, so the most people that work in this job center, the most people that work in this so-called job center, okay, I believe it's the job center Baden-Württemberg, but it just said like job center. I wasn't buying that newspaper. Most people that work there actually say that that it's really not that it's basically it benefits you more if you don't work. Okay, you have more money in the end. We knew that already. Okay, but if most people at that company say, okay, oh, you profit more if you live from us. Okay, then there's something. I'm careful with my words. Okay, I'm careful with my words. Okay, because first of all, okay, I believe the situation in Germany at the moment is in a lot of countries, not just in Germany, is so bad. Okay, that I can that I don't charge. I don't charge anybody at the moment. Okay, for maybe taking a little break from whatever. I don't know. Okay, if I hear the story of somebody, then I can maybe charge anything if but the normal situation is that people, okay, that these heathen sometimes, okay, they even say, oh, I don't I don't want to pay more than I earn. So things are basically turn crazy everywhere, but you have to get your mind free from that. I myself, when I go to work, okay, which of course there was a time also where I looked for a new job. It happens actually a lot in my life, but the usual goal of mine is always to not look for a new job. But it even happens with those people in the world. So how much more us in the end? Sometimes it's not even us. Sometimes you get hindered because sometimes of the truth, because of the truth. Okay, it depends. But what I mean is okay, that you have to find out how to be an asshole. Okay, you have to find out how to be an asshole. Okay, not to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, okay, but to this world. Okay, not to the brotherhood, but to this world. Okay, not to yourself. Okay, but to your inner, if you will, inner. Everybody has an inner demon, if you will. Not saying that you have a demon. I don't say you have a demon, okay, but what I say is your mind is that demon, okay? Your mind is a program that you yourself don't understand. I still can't. I still can't forget the one video of a brother. I believe his channel name is GMS Salvation is Near. Okay. Yeah, I believe with that lion. Okay, GMS Salvation is Near. His name is Gabor. He talked about in his title directly. You are not your dogs. Okay. So your dogs will eventually turn even more crazy in these last days, and you can't even do nothing about it too much. Okay, you can do something about it, but I understand how it is, man. Okay, sometimes sometimes these heathens, you just see them and you think like, oh, What did I do wrong? Okay, and sometimes you even think like, oh, in the end they're just a simple life form, if you will, simple life form, like in a matrix, in a program, like a complete illusion or a complete bugged out situation. Okay, but a complete program. Okay, like let's say level 99 at the moment. Okay, 2025. Okay, or where we are. Okay, so just some random demons in a program level 99. Like I don't know, in Mario, or what you play, or what you used to play. Okay, at some day. Okay, like you have some crazy stuff going on at the moment, man. You see it. Okay, crazy stuff. Yeah. So basically, the sorrows of death compassed me, and the floods of ungodly men made me afraid. The sorrows of hell compassed me about, the snares of death prevented me. In my distress I called upon the Lord and cried unto my God. He heard my voice out of his temple, and my cry came before him even into his ears. Then the earth shook and trembled, and the foundations also of the hills moved and were shaken, because he was wroth. There went up a smoke out of his nostrils, and fire out of his mouth. Devoured coals were kindled by it. He built the heavens also, and came down, and darkness was under his feet. And he rode upon a cherub, and did fly year by year. He did fly upon the wings of the wind. He made darkness his secret place, his pavilion. Around about him were dark waters and thick clouds of the skies. At the brightness that was before him, his thick clouds passed hailstones and coals of fire. The Lord also thundered in the heavens, and the highest gave his voice, hailstones and coals of fire. He sent out his arrows and scattered them, and he shot out lightnings and discomfited them. Then the channels of waters were seen, and the foundations of the world were discovered at thy rebuke, O Lord, at the blast of the breath of thy nostrils. He sent them from above. He drew me out of many waters. He delivered me from my strong enemy, and from them which hated me, for they were too strong for me. They prevented me in the day of my calamity, but the Lord was my stay. Actually, I have to write down chapter 20 this time. He brought me forth also into a large place. He delivered me because he delighted in me. The Lord rewarded me according to my righteousness, according to the cleanness of my hands had he recompensed me, for I have kept the ways of the Lord, and have not wickedly departed from my God, for all his judgments were before me, and I did not put away his statutes from me. I was also upright before him, and I kept myself from my iniquity. Therefore had the Lord recompensed me according to my righteousness, according to the cleanness of my hands in his eyesight. Okay, with the merciful thou wilt shew thyself merciful, with an upright man thou wilt shew thyself upright, with the pure thou wilt shew thyself pure, and with the forward thou wilt shew thyself forward. For thou wilt save the afflicted people, but will bring down high looks. For thou wilt light my candle, the Lord my God will enlighten my darkness. For by thee I have won to a troop, and by my God have I leaped over a wall. As for God, his way is perfect, the word of the Lord is tried. He is a buckler to all those that trust in him. For who is God save the Lord, or who is a rock save our God? It is God that girded me with strength, and maketh my way perfect. He maketh my feet like hinds feet, and setteth me upon my high places. He teacheth my hands to war, so that the bow of steel is broken by mine arms. Thou hast also given me the shield of thy salvation, and thy right hand had holden me up, and thy gentleness had made me great. Thou hast enlarged my steps under me, that my feet did not slip. I have pursued mine enemies. I have pursued mine enemies. So lucky I just have to real quick hold the camera, okay. I know it looks a little bit like I'm in some Australian jungle or something, okay, but it's just that here in Baden-Württemberg there are a lot of trees and a lot of a lot of green stuff basically, okay. So that's why it looks like that, okay, which is a good sign. And when scripture talks about, made the earth like a wilderness, then it doesn't mean the trees, okay, because trees are good, okay. It basically talks about something different, okay. Yeah, verse 36. Thou hast enlarged my steps under me, that my feet did not slip. I have pursued mine enemies and overtaken them. Neither did I turn again till they were consumed. I have wounded them, that they were not able to rise. They are fallen under my feet. For thou hast girded me with strength unto the battle. Thou hast subdued under me those that rose up against me. Thou hast also given me the necks of mine enemies, that I might destroy them that hate me. They cried, but there was none to save them, even unto the Lord, but he answered them not. Yeah, we was reading that already, but it's okay. Then did I beat them small as the dust before the wind. I did cast them out as the dirt in the streets. Thou hast delivered me from the strivings of the people, and thou hast made me the head of the heathen, a people whom I have not known. Yet this is David, shall serve me as soon as they hear of me, they shall obey me. The strangers shall submit themselves unto me. The strangers shall fade away and be afraid out of their close places. The Lord liveth, and blessed be my rock, and let the God of my salvation be exalted. It is God that avenged me and subdued the people under me. He delivered. Yeah, this is also another good topic. I forgot to do a video about it in a certain dream that I had, but it's long ago already, and I don't even know if it's needed to talk about it. Okay. He delivered me from mine enemies, yea, thou liftest me up above those that rise up against me. Thou hast delivered me from the violent man. Therefore will I give thanks unto thee, O Lord, among the heathen, and sing praises unto thy name. The great deliverance giveth he to his king, and sheweth mercy to his anointed, to David, and to his seed forevermore. Psalm 19. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament sheweth his handiwork. Day unto day uttereth speak. Day unto day uttereth speak, and night unto night sheweth knowledge. There is no speak nor language where their voice is not heard. Their line is gone out to all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. In them had he set a tabernacle for the sun, which is as a bridegroom coming out of his chamber, and rejoiceth as a strong man to run a race. His going forth is from the end of the heaven, and his circuit unto the ends of it, and there is nothing hid from the heat thereof. The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure, okay, making the wise simple. The statutes of the Lord are right, rejoicing the heart. The commandment of the Lord is pure, enlightening the eyes. The fear of the Lord is clean, enduring forever. The judgments of the Lord are true and righteous altogether. More to be desired are they than gold, yea, than much fine gold. Sweeter also than honey and the honeycomb. Moreover, by them is thy servant warned, and in keeping of them there is great reward. Who can understand his errors? Cleanse thou me from secret faults. Keep back thy servant also from presumptuous sins. Let them not have dominion over me. Then shall I be upright, and I shall be innocent from the great transgression. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight. Not in the sight of man necessarily, even when the scripture says, be not a hypocrite in the sight of man. Okay, that is what you should know. Of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Lord, my strength and my Redeemer. Yeah, whatever hypocrite, you know the definition of that might be, who knows, okay? You are a hypocrite if you teach this truth first and foremost for them, okay? So fuck them. So if that all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Makakodash, okay? But you also see that some of these people, you know, they listen to us doing camp, doing videos, you know, so it's not like everybody is the same like it was, okay, I believe, you know, like a couple years ago or something, okay, like people when they saw us doing camp or saw a video of us, you know, they came with super hate, you know. Now it's more like, you know, that, you know, we are in a time of where everything gets revealed, okay. So eventually it will be revealed that this is not some random fantasy book here. So if that all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Bukakadash, okay. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Okay, shalom.